The slowdown of home prices and home growth, it's starting. That and mortgage rates have dropped down to their lowest level since the beginning of December. So all that and more in the San Diego housing market update. Plus, Jerome Powell said something recently that might make it a little bit more difficult for buyers to get into houses. So we'll cover that as well. So make sure you stick around and I'll break it all down for you. So getting right to it, a recent article from Redfin, they wrote, home price growth slows as mortgage rates dip to lowest level in over 2 months. What it says right in the beginning is that U.S. home prices only rose 3.5% in the last 4 weeks. So this is the slowest growth since September, as it says right here, 3.5% year over year. But there is some good news for buyers. Mortgage rates have dipped down to their lowest level in 2 months, dipping from 7.13% to 6.78% in the last 2 weeks. So this is definitely going to be helpful for buyers. They're going to be able to purchase more house, thousands of dollars more house with this mortgage rate drop. And why is this happening? It says that the US economy is slowing and there is fears of a recession. So another thing that's really helpful for buyers lately is that home supply has risen. So it just says that here, 4.6 months of supply on the market, up from 4 months at the same time last year. And also that homes are selling for roughly 2% less than asking price. So this is definitely good news for buyers, not great news for sellers. I have seen on the ground a lot more homes that are sitting on the market for 1-2 months and more significant price reductions as well. So if you want to look into the San Diego housing market, we can see here from InfoSparks. Hey, real quick, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Jade Lee-Duffy here in San Diego County, and I'm a full-time real estate agent. And every day I study what's going on in the housing market so you can make informed decisions. And if you have any questions about your specific situation, whether you're buying or selling, and if you are curious about how much your home is worth, just fill out this link. It's right here in the description below. And I look at all of these inquiries so you can get a good estimate of how much your home is worth. And also, if you have any other questions, just give me a call, DM, email me. My information is right here on the screen. Okay, let's get back to the video. So this is San Diego County numbers from the MLS. So new listings right here. Last month in January, there were 3,269 new listings on the market. And comparing this, so this was 18.9% more than last year. So last year in January, right here, there was 2,750. So there are about 500 more houses on the market for San Diego County, January to January. So there's more for buyers to choose from, which is great news. And then also it does look like it's going up for pending sales. So how many houses are going under contract in San Diego County. So it is 1,752, but it's actually 5% less than last year. So if you're looking at last year back in January, it was 1,850. So about 100 houses more went pending last year, same time, whereas also now there is even more houses. And then we can also look at the median sales price in San Diego County. So it is up 6% from last year. The median home price in San Diego is $880,000. But as you can see here on this graph, the prices have been going down since last June. So they have gone up and down, but generally they have gone down since last June. And last June it was $931,000. So now it's starting to go back up, tick back up to $880,000. So this is a good trend compared to last year, January 2024, it was $830,000 and now. But if you are selling your house and you have your house on the market right now, one thing to be aware of is days on market. So this has been a very dramatic, as you can see this graph right here, what a steep rise. So right now we're looking at 24 days to go under contract on average, but compared to last year in January 2024, it was 16 days. So right now that's a difference of 50% increase. So that is a big difference. So this is on average. Obviously there are some houses that go under contract sooner, and obviously some houses take longer as well. So it's very critical to price your house competitively. And also, as Redfin mentioned in its article, that home prices are selling about 2% less than list price. So if we look here in San Diego County, we can look at that as well. Compared to original list price, most of last year it was at 100%, and then see as it dipped down, there was less demand and it was more in buyers' favors. In December, sellers were receiving about 98.4% of their list price, and it has gone up just a tiny bit to 98.6% of list price. But as you can see with the graph, obviously during that pandemic, on average sellers were getting 106, 105% of list price. And then when mortgage rates started to rise steeply, the demand dropped just by as much. And the buyers are starting to be able to have more leverage and negotiating power here. But it is slowly starting to tick up, possibly because of the summer market, and there are more buyers that are coming out, more inventory is increasing, but is still under 100% of list price. Now let's talk about something I wish we didn't have to talk about, and that is home insurance. With all the natural disasters that have been happening, the cost of home insurance has been skyrocketing, especially what's made the news in Florida and now in California, especially with the fires in LA in the Palisades, which is inevitably going to raise prices for everybody. Me personally, I moved into my home almost 5 years ago, and my home insurance has more than quadrupled. So I have definitely been feeling it in my pocketbook. But recently, what Jerome Powell said about home insurance is actually very concerning. So it comes here from Yahoo Finance. Powell predicts a time when mortgages will be impossible to get in parts of the U.S. This is very concerning news. Fed chair told Congress that the country's spiraling insurance crisis spells future trouble for getting mortgages. So if you need to get a mortgage companies require homeowners to purchase home insurance so that in case anything happens to the home, there is insurance that pays for the mortgage back. The article goes on to say the growing crisis in the insurance industry may make it hard to get a mortgage in parts of the country in the coming decades, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said. He's quoted, "If you fast forward 10 to 15 years, there are going to be regions in the country where you can't get a mortgage," noting that banks and insurance companies have been pulling out of coastal and fire-prone areas deemed too high to risk. And that's exactly what's happening. Thousands of people were left without insurance in California in the Palisades fire when State Farm pulled out last summer. I've read so many articles where homeowners didn't have any insurance, and also their houses were too expensive and they weren't eligible for the California Fair Plan. So it's definitely something to think about when purchasing the home, and also being able to budget for it as well. So make sure you speak to your financial advisor, your mortgage lender, and make sure that it makes financial sense if you are about to purchase a home. So what is going to happen in the next few months as we get into the spring season? Well, things are looking a little bit better for buyers. There is more listings, more houses are coming on the market. It is taking longer for houses to go pending, so that will give more leverage and negotiating power for buyers. Not great news for sellers for their houses to go under market, which is taking longer, days on market. But at the same time, home prices are still going up, just at a slower pace, so not as steep as in the last few years. And About those mortgage rates, all the reports and experts say that the 30-year fixed rate mortgage is going to stay in the 6% range. That is going to slowly go down throughout the year. Obviously, there probably is going to be a little bit of volatility, but slowly it will be trending down. But holding your breath for 5% or 4%, maybe it might not be time to hold your breath for that. So there you have it. Thank you so much for staying to the end and going through all the numbers with me. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. My number is right here on the screen. And also, if you like this video, please check out this one. And if you found this video helpful at all, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell for the notification for the next time a new video comes out. And thank you for watching.